Now, before I begin, I need to acknowledge the National Institutes of Health. This summer training institute is actually funded by the National Institutes of Health, specifically through the Office of Behavioral and Social Sciences. This institute also gets support from the MD2K, or the M. Dot Center based in Memphis, which is supported by the NHLBI. Uh, Let me talk briefly about the wonderful people who make this actually happen. While I get all the credit as the director, this would not be possible without the terrific faculty that we have. Uh, and one of the things that is very distinctive is that all of these are mHealth thought leaders, and all of them are mHealth rock stars. They're pushing the boundaries of the field, and every year they come back. They choose to share their awesomeness with you. Now you'll ask, why the altruism? I can say that we all remember the amazing guidance that we ourselves received on our journeys, and we want to kind of pay it forwards. But more importantly, we kind of want to be we get a real kick about working with people like you, high achieving, self-actualizing faculty. And we really want to be part of your ascendant academic trajectories, and maybe down the road even brag a little about the phenomenal researchers we help shape. Uh, Several of our faculty members themselves were graduates of our institute, and all our faculty are there by choice. They really want to help you. So feel free to reach out to them as a resource through the Institute and beyond. And we actually really look forward to engaging with you. I particularly want to acknowledge two groups. One is our wonderful program officers. We have what makes our institute very different is that we have very active involvement of senior NIH program officers. And so basically, think of them as your funding fairies at your fingertips. And they will be accessible to you if you need sidebars about grants, potential grants, or funding strategies. Also want to acknowledge a very special person, Lindsay. You've all met with her. She's the logistical mastermind behind this fantastic institute, all while navigating the incredible journey of new parenthood. So, Lindsay, congratulations also on having your second baby.
Thank you.
Thank you for organizing this. So, the key thing is what COVID showed us, that the challenges of our time are too complex to be solved by any one discipline. It is very clear that old school single discipline approaches just don't cut it anymore. We want transdisciplinary scientists who are both smart and fearless, willing to break down these traditional silos and face these toughest challenges head on. That's where you come in. So our goal really of the Institute is to develop these T-shaped mHealth researchers. Now, your research, your graduate studies have already made you an expert in your specific area. And so you're all awesome in what you do. Now, this is where the mHealth Institute is here. Well, we hope to level you up. We hope to build the arms of the T by giving you a solid understanding of the bigger mHealth picture. This will allow you to connect the dots across different disciplines and become a rock star collaborator in any team. So some of the things that we do is we help you develop common frameworks and language. We will upskill you in the latest mHealth methodologies and approaches. We will help you hone your team science skills. Team science is very important because universities struggle with the fact that too much of the scholarship happens within silos, and people are not taught how to go across and work in teams. So, and most importantly, you will leave the institute with deep friendships. You will, irrespective of where you are based, you'll have very uh, deep, rigorous connections, and you also now become part of our larger community of 250 mHealth scholars all around the country who are doing phenomenal work. The core of the mHTI is the multidisciplinary team. We will have about six teams of 5 scholars each. Each team is actually composed of academic unicorns like you, with overlapping skill sets and a deep expertise in one area, be it machine learning, statistics, engineering, medicine, psychology. Now, the skill overlap, along with that common didactic core that you'll be exposed to, will allow you to speak the same language and work collaboratively on solving problems. So geography is no longer destiny. You will learn to tackle healthcare problems by collaborating across disciplines, time zones, and even cultures. Uh, there is a core didactic, and then there are sandboxes. This is the pre-institute training that you will undergo. And then all of that leads into what is known as a capstone project. And let me talk to you a bit about each of these. Uh, you will have a core didactics, which will be a series of seminars and webinars that will cover the whole spectrum from health behaviors, measuring health behaviors, approaches, ML tools, patient engagement, and even ethical issues. Now, that is done asynchronously, and that will happen between today and May 15th. And Lindsay will point you where all these lectures from previous institutes are curated. And then there is the synchronous webinars. These synchronous webinars will take place on May 6th and May 20th, 7:30 to 12 and 8 to 2:30. These are intense days, and these are meant to be interactive. And actually, the teams are chosen in consultation with the faculty and from the scholars from previous years who express interest in these teams. So it's very important that you attend these synchronous webinars. Some of you may skip a lecture or two, and Lindsay will be recording it and curating it, but they are built for interactivity, and I hope you take that opportunity. The essential part of it, the institute actually begins with the sandboxes. These are 2 sandboxes that will take place where we introduce the members of the team to each other, first virtually, and essentially in the sandbox, every team will identify a health problem that they will attempt to solve and begin working on their capstone project. Each sandbox will have mentors, a combination of academic faculty and NIH faculty, and they will guide and shape the program, the problem definition. And this is very important that each of you make every effort to attend and complete the sandboxes. If people don't participate in the webinars on that rare chance, or don't show up for the sandboxes, they will not be advanced to the in-person institute, because the way the institute is set up, we cannot let people parachute in and parachute out or pick or choose. The whole team will now depend on your efforts and expertise. The actual institute, in-person institute, takes place August 4th to 8th. It will be at UCLA. You will be put up at UCLA's Luskin Center, a quite posh place. This is from previous years, this is our reception. Make every effort to show up for the reception, come in a bit early. It will be on Sunday, August 4th, from 6 to 8 p.m. Part of the reception is a little a game we play called One Truth and One Lie. And also, this is the moment you actually connect with your teammates and with the other scholars who will be at that institute. So when you arrive at this at the dinner reception, your capstone project would largely have been kind of conceptualized, not the details, but you have a good sense of the abilities and expertise within your team, and also have identified the team that you will be working on. The actual institute takes place on the actual institute take place Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So typically you'll have breakfast at the Luskin, and then you come in for the talks from 8 to 10. We have keynote speakers giving talks, very and those are places where you can also interact with them. And from 10 to 12, you have a team science session. You go into your assigned rooms with your team mentors, and you continue working on your capstone presentation. And then there is a new noon lunch, and then you come back and you work amongst yourself on your capstone project. Uh, a little about the capstone project. The capstone project, you will be put in teams. The theme of the project you choose may or may not map onto your own interest, but the key thing here is to teach you how to actually become part of a multidisciplinary team and solve a common problem. Now, the capstone presentations take place on Thursday, August 8th. From 8 to 9:30, each team will present. Each team will have 10 minutes and 10 slides. And it's very important that every team member present one, if not more, slides. And we actually, this is LA, a lot of emphasis is put on drama. So we encourage creativity. As you can see from previous institutes, our scholars role play, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm hoping that you will impress us with that drama king or queen that has been hidden inside you, nascent. So creative pictures are highly encouraged. Think about it going in. Your presentation, and I'll send you details about the capstone, but essentially the healthcare problem you are addressing, who's your population, what's the value add of your approach, the solution you have come up with, the specific aims and hypothesis, study design, evaluation plan, and after you present it, you'll have some feedback from the other scholars and the faculty on Thursday, and at that time you will actually use that to spend the next 4 or 5 weeks to write up a 3-page capstone project. And each team will submit that capstone project, and then our NIH program officers take over. Then, depending on the project, you will be flagged, and we'll set up separate sessions with NIH program officers in the institute that you are in your project best maps onto, and you'll have like a 2-3 hour a session with the program officers there who can guide you on funding opportunities and ways to get it funded. Many of our capstone presentations have gone onwards to getting their own NIH funding, and so highly recommend that you take this use this opportunity. Now, this is complex, and over the years, I kind of found that there are really 3 phases to these institutes. One is the forming and storming phases. You will be making new friends, but also you will be working on teams where the engineer will have a different framework than the person who practices medicine. So you'll come from different backgrounds, different frameworks. Often you will use the same terms, but think of completely different concepts. So it is always a little challenging. And often our teams come together very quickly. Sometimes they don't, and that's why we have mentors. But that tension is part of this process. So recognize that this forming and storming will happen mostly in the pre-institute, in the sandboxes where you get to know each other. Then on the first day of the institute, you met your teammates, you met the others, you start norming. All of you kind of have now identified a solution. And by Monday, Tuesday, you will have started working out the details of your presentation, your capstone presentation. And then that's the norming phase. And the final phase, which is actually the Wednesday and the Thursday, is the performing. This is where all the theater comes in. This is where it's intense. And I am highly recommending that your capstone project largely be done by Tuesday evening. There are teams, they are all perfectionists and they want to go back to the drawing board on Wednesday and start redoing everything. And don't do that. It gets too stressful for you. It gets too stressful for the mentors. So think about this, project out. Remember, Wednesday, your project should be done. It will be a long evening, but it'll be a fun evening. And then Thursday is when you perform. And along the way, there will be deliverables. There will be a report back either on Monday or Tuesday. Each team will give a quick 5-minute summary of the health problem they are tackling and where they are with it. Uh, there will be evaluations before and during, and I'll speak to that in a moment. And finally, you will have your capstone presentation on Thursday morning. And then after about a month, you will submit your proposal. And based on that proposal, your team will be linked up with a NIH program officer. Now, it is laid back and it is not. It is a very intense experience. It may look like a residential institute where you have time in the evenings. Trust me, you won't. It's a very intense experience. Come prepared for that. And recognize that we get a lot of applicants, very good ones, and we've chosen you because of your compelling traits, your stories, your potential, but we've also denied the opportunity to others who are equally qualified. So recognize the opportunity that has been afforded to you, recognize all the effort and time that the faculty, the NIH program officers, they all have a lot of things to do, but they are making all this background effort to make it happen and invest in you. So recognize and show up and participate. Any member in a team who doesn't participate fully burdens the whole team, and it becomes very stressful for the others. Now, it's not all games. We also build in quite a bit of fun into it. You have opportunities to connect. One of the things that we do is we actually scientifically explore the development of social networks. We actually map out how the engineers end up speaking to the clinicians, and it's a fun exercise. We use social network analysis, and I'll talk to that. So you will have common breakfasts and lunches. We have a very nice restaurant inside the Luskin called the Platia, and the institute will provide you with breakfasts and lunches. There is a dinner mixer, as I said, on Sunday, where you will get to know and meet the others and the faculty. On Monday, there is an offsite dinner, and I hope all, if not most of you, can join. It's a good place to also meet, see something beyond UCLA, but also meet the other scholars and also the faculty who will be there. One key element is on Tuesday. We have the NIH program officers giving a talk in the morning about funding strategies and how to optimize for NIH grants. And in the evening, we'll have a fireside chat where the participating NIH officers will be there, and you can actually set up as a team or individually times to meet with them, chat with them about your science projects, and really tap into the wisdom that and generosity that even I avail of. Without their expertise and insights, I would be not as successful. So I must say, I must give a shout out not only to the program officers, but also the what to bring to the institute. The evenings are free. You will use that to go out for dinner with your teammates or with other teammates and get to know each other, because these collaborations will be indispensable to your academic trajectories. Now, the mHealth Institute is funded by the National Institute of Health. It's actually to develop a kind of national capacity or international capacity of transdisciplinary mHealth researchers. And as the program director, it's my responsibility to give them feedback. They want to know how the institutes are moving the needle. And so we have an independent researcher by a wonderful team of educational specialists. They actually do from the UCLA Graduate School of Education. Min Jong Jeon is the person who leads the institute. They will be doing evaluations. All your evaluations are anonymous. We do track whether you participate or not. And I'm sincerely hoping, because of the very small sample size, that each of you will be very timely in your responses, both before the institute and during the institute and afterwards, because simply you're a very small sample size, and it requires your participation. So for all the effort that goes into it, I have one humble request, is that you participate fully in all the evaluations you get. We don't know what you share, and we encourage very frank feedback, and we welcome it. But all we ask is you participate fully in it. Now, some logistical issues, as you've firsthand experienced the wonderful Lindsay. She will be your point person if you have any questions. If she can solve it, then she actually funnels it to me, and we come up with a solution. For your UCLA related stuff like hotel and all, your hotel rooms have already been booked, and the lunches and the rooms, everything has been booked. So if you have any residential related stuff, there will be a point person, and Lindsay will share it with you. I'm always there, accessible, but like I said, I'll reach out to Lindsay first, and she will, if she can solve it, then I will certainly step in.